Alright, so the next Final Fantasy XIV storyline quest is called On the Cloud, given to us by Sphene, with Wuklammat right nearby. We're still kind of, I can't actually see her name right now, On the Cloud. God. Mahusa? Was that her name? I don't remember. Can I click on her? No. Anyway, level 97, we are at those farms that are outside of the Outskirts in Heritage Found Zone. Here we go. Perhaps we should head back to the Outskirts? I dare say your friends will also have returned by now. My thanks again for dealing with the fiends. Come and visit us anytime. Says Mahusa, yeah. Alright, Pegasus. That's rad. Thank you for letting Argos take the wheel for a minute. You were all amazing. None of you are better than you. And then right back over the bridge to the Outskirts, we have Wuklammat and Sphene. Do you hear that? It says Wook cutscene. We're walking toward the Aetheryte. There's some running along the stone ground.
What's happening over there?
Like paved stones. Cobblestones, maybe? Would be good.
It's nearly time.
Uh-oh, Sphene just got serious. She walks in the direction that everybody was running. I only saw 2 people running. But we walk and follow. Cutscene goes black for a second. Now we're standing outside of, or we're approaching a door of a building. The Scions are here, along with some of the townspeople.
I'm glad you could make it.
Sphene approaches and opens the door. Inside is an older lady sitting in a chair.
Are you with us?
Says a soft-spoken man to the old lady, I believe. She's kind of slouched over. Just clothed.
Queen Sphene has come to see you.
Queen Sphene has come to see you. Sorry. Sphene kneels in front of her. Touches her hand.
We're here, Namikka.
Namikka.
Everything is going to be all right.
We found her.
What's the matter, dear?
She's saying wook, or trying to. Wook recognizes the bracelet,
It can't be.
but didn't recognize Namikka. Oh, because it's been 30 years.
That's the bangle I gave to Namikka.
You know her.
Sphene gets up from her kneeling position, incredulous, and looks at Wuklammat.
Of course I know her. She was like a mother to me.
I see. She was always willing to lend a kindly ear to others, but rarely did she ever speak of herself.
Is it really you?
She must have arrived shortly before the barrier manifested. For us, it was perhaps days, but for her...
Yeah.
Namikka, it's me. Wuklammat.
I'm afraid her time with us is nearly at an end.
Namikka did not move or twitch or anything at the mention of Wook being here. Maybe her hearing is gone.
Has she no more soul cells?
Soul cells, huh?
She always used hers sparingly, but at her age, it wouldn't make a difference.
The door opens and someone walks in.
Ma'am, the ushers have arrived.
All I saw was leather, like brown leather boots, but like a white tunic with some gold filigree. Sphene nods to him. She gets down again and hugs.
Thank you, Namikka, for your many years of friendship.
Hugs Namikka.
Take comfort in the knowledge that this is not the end. Be not afraid. Your memory will live on in us.
Living on in memory. The giants share a similar belief.
Yeah, but I don't think it's gonna be the same with those things that are connected to their heads.
Wait, where are you taking her?
Worry not. She is being escorted to a medical facility in the tower. There we will ease her burden. I had hoped to make arrangements for her sooner, but she wished to remain here for as long as possible. I could not bring myself to refuse her.
God, if there is some twist coming that makes Sphene...
Is there any way I might stay with her for a little while longer?
Anyway, if they make Sphene into this horrible person, horrible enemy, I mean, you've done a lot of good writing up until that point, because it's like you want to think something's going on here, but she just seems like a good person.
We may not share the same blood, but she was my mother. Please.
She was me, Mara.
Let us give them some time alone.
And everyone leaves except for Wook and Namikka. And myself, I'm still here. For now. But I leave. And the cutscene pulls back a little bit from Wook kneeling in front of Namikka. The screen goes black. We're outside. Wook and...
She didn't speak, but I'm grateful that I could be with her at the end. Thank you.
It's not the end.
Hmm?
Hmm?
Oh, nothing. I was just thinking that we have much to discuss. Where shall we begin?
With what we can be reasonably certain of, perhaps. Between what we have witnessed and the testimony of Alexandria's inhabitants, it's safe to say that two distinct lands have indeed become one. What's more, having met Namikka, there is no denying the divergence in the passage of time. Taken together, these phenomena strongly suggest that some manner of cross-rift displacement has occurred. Specifically, the displacement of Alexandria from another reflection to the source.
It does seem the most likely explanation.
What perplexes me, however, is the scale of said displacement. It far exceeds what could conceivably be achieved with a Void Gate, or even with the Crystal Tower. In essence, we are dealing with a localized instance of dimensional compression. The Ascians would no doubt liken it to a rejoining. Which invites the question, how was such a feat accomplished?
I wish that I had an answer for you, but this talk of reflections and dimensions is well beyond my understanding. I can only tell you that we lived peacefully under the barrier's protection for many, many years, until the day that peace was suddenly broken. If I may clarify, the barrier predates Alexandria's displacement. By several hundred years, yes. to when the continent we call home was ravaged by a devastating cataclysm.
Huh. Okay.
The barrier was erected to isolate us from the surrounding land's noxious influence.
Yeah. Okay, so barrier up hundreds of years, Alexandria becomes a city in that time. And then all of a sudden, it's teleported here.
I see. And it was only later that it was whisked away, along with its contents, by means unknown.
In other words, Sphinx as lost as the rest of us, right? The Alexandrians didn't mean to end up in Tural.
She looks shocked but doesn't say anything. Slowly closes her eyes and her mouth.
Ah, but of course,
The
our
smile.
next stop ought to be Everkeep. That tower over yonder.
The smile came back just before. Like, see, again, hiding.
Once you have been registered as my guests, you will have access to Solution 9 and its residential district, where you will doubtless gain invaluable insight into Alexandria's state of affairs.
Hiding
Unfortunately, I cannot take you directly to where Zoralja resides.
I don't think that'd be a good idea anyway, so don't worry about that.
That you'd let us in it all goes a long way toward proving you're not content to let Zoralja do as he pleases. But we're not talking about a simple difference of opinion here. I've come to avenge my father. And to do so, I intend to take Zoralja's life. Are you willing to stand by and allow Alexandria's king to be slain?
I don't want to, like, put words in your mouth, but I'm sure you're also here to avenge the destruction and death that Zoralja's forces did to your people also.
A fair question. Permit me to answer it thus. My people come first. Their welfare is paramount. I will do everything in my power to keep them from harm. It is a ruler's duty. Now, I am off to register you at Everkeep. It may take some time, but you shall find the entrance open to you in due course.
Everkeep bound now.
Oh, and ere I forget, your mother, Kafkiwa, you might try the Thunder Yards to the east.
Kakiwa.
The Thunder Yards? Is that where she is?
I am afraid I can say no more than that. Make for the Thunder Yards, and all will be made clear.
Alright, let's go. Here we go, go, go. Here we go, 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 go. Our redheaded guy had something going
It's
on.
not as if we have other pressing business. Not until we can get into this Everkeep anyway.
Had something going on with his that mental implant, like that's on the side of their everybody's head. I noticed it, at least. I being my character.
Thank you for earlier. And for being a friend to Namikka these past 30 years. It means a lot to me.
Namikka? I'm sorry, but I don't know who you mean.
I was gonna say he seemed confused, and then this. Everybody is like, what?
What? We were just with her. If this is some sort of a joke, it isn't funny.
I don't mean to give offense, but I honestly have no idea who you are talking about. I'm sorry.
How can you not know who she is? You're in charge here. She was under your care.
Then in all likelihood, my memories of her have been stored in the cloud.
Not creepy at all.
Any person seemingly forgotten without reason is probably there, in the cloud. Oh, I really must be getting back to work. If you'll excuse me.
Everybody looks up at the tower. The main big tower with that bowl. The top of it is a big bowl. Or like probably a filled in bowl in that kind of shape. And all the purple like electrical energy kind of between the tower column and the bowl part of it. We'll talk to Wuklamat to continue. What's going on? How could Peponi, I don't remember his name, Peponi? How could Peponi suddenly forget about Namikka? It's as if he never knew her. Could the same thing have happened to others as well, I wonder? There's only one way to find out. Let's make inquiries about Namikka in the area. We can reconvene afterwards at the Aetheryte. That was Alice and then Cryo. And the first one was my weird attempt at Wuklamat, because I suck at maintaining accents, or even doing them the first time, really. So. But we run into town on our Jazz Wolf. We got our working resident here we're gonna talk to. Lalafell dude, I think. Lalafell gal. An old woman named Namikka. I'm afraid I don't know that person. I'm sorry I couldn't be of help. I don't know why we're doing this. She's been erased. She has been stored. It happens. It's gonna happen to you. A caregiving resident in... Is this the building that Namikka was in? I don't know. Whatever. I didn't scope the background that well with that. I do recall caring for someone until recently, and you say that it was a woman named Namikka? Well, I can't say for certain if it was her. I wouldn't worry. I'm sure she's just been taken up to the cloud. And then a preoccupied resident. What's that? Do I know a Namikka? I never met anyone by that name, and I've worked at the Outskirts for a good while now. If she spent time here, I would remember. It's fine. I'm okay doing inconsequential work when we already know the answer, but yeah. We're gonna wait at the destination near the Aetheryte while the others do their thing and cutscene. Still voice acted? We'll see. Same quest, but you never know. Oh wait, no, it wasn't voice acted. I had to do it, yeah. So it's the same for everyone. Not a single person remembers Namikka. It's as if the memory of her has been purged from their minds. While such a thing might be done with magic, to alter the memories of so many at once would be a tremendous undertaking. We would have felt a surge of ether corresponding to the Act 2, and I sensed none in that moment. Neither did I, but I did notice something else. Right before Peponi seemingly forgot, a light in the device on his head began to blink. Could there be a connection? Someone also said something about soul cells. He ponders. But who might we ask about this? If we continued making such inquiries, I expect we would only cause confusion. Indeed, if we can't readily solve the mystery about Namikka, perhaps we could search for Kasiua instead, says Alice. Sorry, bad accent. Sveen said to try the Thunder Yards. It should be in this direction. I don't know what direction that is. The camera just zooms that way. Oh, there's a little robot looking at us, kind of hiding behind a wall a little bit. Floating robot. Impossible, says an unidentified floating object. It's like a sphere with an ovular kind of lit up computer screen face, where the ears might be, or two half spheres that do kind of twist around as if sensing something, and then two detached hands that are like mittens, white mittens. We just have a scene where it's looking at us. Aaronville notices it. The rest of us do as well now. Another kind of mechanical soldier? It looks dangerous. We'd better destroy it, says Wook. Wah! Says the UFO and runs away. Floats away. Should we give chase? Says Cryle. That's the direction we're going anyway, right? I think it understood our words. It might be worth asking it some questions, says Alice. Anvil, are you alright? You look like you've seen a ghost. He's still kind of staring in that direction. It's nothing. I'm fine. Well, if it went off in the direction we're headed anyway, so let's try to track it down, says Wook, and we nod, and we go. Aaronville still stand. Oh, no, he goes too. The sun is shining in the sky. There ain't no clouds in sight. We do actually just head the way we've been going, in and out. I'm not even sure there is anything to the north. I think there's one way in, one way out. So far, we'll see if there's a hidden passageway or whatever. But after the bridge, we head exactly east. Or as close to exactly east as I will probably ever find again. Through the Dodo Bird Ranch is what I'm calling it. They're kind of like just puffs of body with a beak, like a longish beak protruding from the top of the head, top of the body, and then little thin legs. Not little, like maybe a foot, but thin. And then through that, we have a destination where we will survey. Cutscene. We see the bot still floating ahead of us. Not in a hurry, but it does turn. Sees me, I think. I look back at it, and it keeps going away to the east, maybe a bit north too. Into a cave? You found it? Says Wook. I explain. Lightning strikes these towers occasionally, or lightning rods. Maybe they gather the energy. To the northeast. Northeast, then it must be bound for the mines. Come on then. It could well be a trap, so let's not rush in too quickly. Oh, Calico. I've had you around for a while. I love you. But bye-bye. Random gives me the accompaniment node. I think it's been long enough, so yeah, sure. The monsters up here are some of those thunder spirits that we fought in the previous quest, I believe, when they were in the water. They just look like harpies mixed with dragon heads, and they glow like a fluorescent aquamarine, maybe. We approach the tunnel to the cave. Talk to Aaronville to continue the quest. I heard faint voices coming from inside. So it's not alone. But we're still going in, of course. This may be a trap, but be ready for a fight, everyone. And we go in. We discovered a new location. Yay. We get an ether current over here, so let's grab that before I pass it. Got a guy doing the same exact quest we are. Talk to Aaronville to continue. I can hear them. Several people up ahead. I can't make out their conversation with the echoing. Let's keep going. Stay on your guard. Cutscene? This is gonna be voice acted, right? The footsteps, everything else. Come on. We see the floating guy we've been following. Looking right back at us.
What is this?
On second inspection, closer inspection, it's kind of like a clear balloon that kind of looks gray, but it's clearish. And that ovular, like a rounded rectangle, the face inside is like this rounded rectangle that's like a blue screen. The rest of it I described pretty well. But we're in a room inside the cave, you know, just cave walls and as normal, but there's bookshelves and dressers and chairs, stuff. We see somebody running. 3 people whip out their rifles.
Trap!
A trap?
It really is you!
That first word was Elinspia, like his actual name. It really is you.
Huh?
Huh? From Wook.
Who?
Says the blue-haired man with a gun. One of the 3 humans.
I just had to get a look at you in the light. I can still hardly believe my eyes. But it is you, my darling Olympia.
My darling, what now?
Kral's got her. Well, not painter. What's it called? Oh God, what's it called? See, my memory just sucks. I never played a Final Fantasy game that had this Pictomancer. That had a Pictomancer as a class until this game, so it's not right off the top of my head, you know. The floating thing is explaining to the 3 rifle bearers, and they all put theirs away. We put ours away. It floats over to Aaronville, inspects them from all around.
Oh, it's so good to see you, my fussy little bun. What are you doing here?
Sorry.
What brings you all this way?
But what are you doing here? What brings you all this way? Sorry, I sneezed, my bad. My options are fussy little bun, question mark, or are you alright? Fussy little bun? Always make fun of your people. Actually,
Why the long face? Aren't you happy to see me after all this time?
I actually heard online recently, and you know, take it for what it's worth, if it's true or not, if the study is true or not, but apparently there is a much bigger level of trust and loyalty amongst friends who like are often to poke fun at each other. You know, the razzing, as you would. As long as it's not to the point where it is just ridiculously, intentionally mean and harmful.
I'd know that laugh anywhere. Mother?
Wait. Since when was your mother a weird floating thing?
And what have we here? Say, aren't you Galul Jaja's kitten?
Aren't you Galul Jaja's kitten?
I knew I recognized that adorable fuzzy face. Ellen Espia was always so excited whenever you invited him over to play. You remember me, I hope?
I can't say that I do, but you know my father?
Appearances notwithstanding, it would seem this is my mother, Kafkiwa.
Kakiwa.
I'm sorry?
That's Alice.
Oh, this won't do. Come in, come in! Friends of my Ellen Espia are always welcome.
Neshpia.
All I ask is a little forewarning, but no.
Says the blue-haired man. There are others in this cave as well. There's one more, at least two, maybe three. Just going about their business. Or coming out of hiding. I don't know.
Just when I thought I was starting to get a handle on this place. How are things still getting stranger?
We talked to Erinville to complete the quest. As far as I can tell, this is indeed my mother. I can think of few people in the world quite so spirited. But as to what's happened, we'll need to ask her. On the Cloud is complete. No extra cutscenes. I'll see you soon for the next one.